Hello, welcome back to the How You Move series presented by HSS. My name is Erica Fritzianucci, and I'm the manager of the Orthopedic Physical Therapy Center. I'm joined today by two HSS physicians and a joint replacement patient. We're going to have them introduce themselves.
My name is Vincent Hearns. I'm a basketball coach. I also have knee replacement on my right knee 2 years ago.
I'm Stephen Haas, and I'm Chief of the Knee Service here at the Hospital for Special Surgery.
I'm Joel Press. I'm the physiatrist in chief here at the Hospital for Special Surgery.
So Vincent, can you tell us about what life was like before joint replacement?
Life before knee replacement was so much pain. I couldn't even sit down or walk or even run or even dance. And I love to dance. Oh, I was playing at the time still. I was wondering why my knee was swelling up so much, but because I found it was arthritis. But yeah, basketball was one of the best things I love to do.
So Dr. Haas, what was the conversation that you had in your office with Vincent?
Well, Vincent came in and he had had pain for a long time. It was going on for over 6 years, and he's a tough guy. So he was putting up for it and just walking with pain. By the time he came to me, literally walking a block was painful. And so looked at his exam, and his legs were very bowed, varus we call it, but that means they're bowing in, which was affecting his gait and putting a lot more pressure through his knees. So it was really affecting his quality of life in a really detrimental way. And so we talked about, what the pros and cons of doing surgery and the alternatives of other treatment, which really were not likely to be effective. And so we decided to go ahead and do the surgery.
Good. So Dr. Press, in physiatry, that's more of a conservative way to manage knee arthritis. Can you tell us a little bit about what physiatry is and what it can offer these patients?
Sure. Physiatry is the specialty of physical medicine and rehabilitation. So physiatrists are really non-operative specialists in musculoskeletal problems. So when we see somebody with an arthritic joint and they may come in and they don't have this severe deformity like Steve was talking about, it's like they'll say, what can I do to try to improve myself because I'm not ready for surgery yet, or I want to try to avoid surgery. So what we try to do is look at all the options that are out there and say, okay, what are the different things that we can do to help you manage with that arthritis, because it is a chronic condition, and hopefully slow it down and prevent the disabling parts of it. And that can range everything from, I think the cornerstones are really around exercise and weight reduction and taking loads off the joint and building up the muscle around there that helps take the load off. And then lots of little simple things, whether it's cushioning in your shoes or knee brace.
And as physical therapists, we really notice that patients with osteoarthritis tend to have a lot of reduction in strength of their quadricep muscle, in addition to other muscles. So we really work to try to balance out the musculature, work on flexibility, even changing movement patterns. Sometimes certain movements will cause more pain than others, and we can work around it. So I think as a conservative measure, physical therapy can be a great option for patients, because even if you're going to have surgery, at least you're getting stronger in the process, and then that should make your recovery a little bit easier. So in terms of exercise, what have you done to stay active and keep your knees strong to prevent the left knee arthritis from bothering you?
I use the exercise bike, and the exercise stationary bike works really well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to do, I was doing the weights, doing like this. I said, no, this ain't right. I don't think I need to do this. And always back in my mind, he told me, don't be too aggressive trying to get back so quickly.
So what you're talking about is, how do I do exercise that are in functional ranges of motion? Meaning, how much do I need to bend my knee for like 90% of what I do? It's that shorter arc. It's not the full deeper squat. You have to be able to get out of a chair, get off the toilet, and those are the kind of, and going up and down stairs are kind of the functional range of motion. So if you stay within that range, that's why like an exercise bicycle, low impact, cardio, strengthens the quad, improves the range of motion, and does some kind of gliding of the joint, which kind of lubricates it. That's like a beautiful thing to do if you don't have access to pools and things like that.
You can do a lot of stuff, and you can, I let people, they can walk as much as they want. They can hike, they can bike, they can climb. You can do most activities. The key is doing everything gradually. The body tolerates that much better. The body doesn't tolerate sudden changes.
I think it's wonderful to see someone doing so well after the surgery. I think also with the exercise, you bring up a great point. in that exercise does need to be progressive. And I think that you did a great job of putting the work in after surgery. I think a lot of times people think that it's just a kind of quick recovery, and you do feel much better
Yes.
quickly, but it's a steady road, right? So I tell all of my patients I work with, this is like training for a marathon. Like walking is your new marathon. If you could do 1 block before surgery,
That's right.
it's like a marathon runner running 1 mile. They don't get to 26 miles in 2 weeks. It's steady over time. And here at HSS, we've started to do more prehab or preoperative education for patients. So I tell people that I see, be ready to get up. Nursing and physical therapy are coming, and you're getting up the day of, and people think there's no way. But then they're excited to hear how, like I said, how well they're going to move, and they think that they can't go home right away and that they won't be able to get around. But I think I agree. The faster you get moving, the more that you're dedicated to your exercise program, the quicker the recovery is.
And it just makes sense. The better conditioning you have going into it, the easier it is coming out of it. So if you can get your muscles stronger, not everybody can improve their motion, even though I'd love them to because it's too painful. But most people can improve their strength. One of the biggest problems we have in knee replacement is arthritis causes people to get very weak in their muscles, and muscles get weaker easier than they get stronger. So it takes a long time to get that strong. So if you start before the operation, it helps.
Thank you, Vincent, Dr. Haas, and Dr. Press for sharing your experiences with us on this episode of How You Move. We'll see you next time.